Our big Superbike field comes onto the line, and our recently crowned defending New Zealand Superbike champion Mitchell Rees on pole. We've got Alistair Hugenbosom there in second place. Mitchell Rees is in, Tony Rees is in third, sorry, and Scotty Moyer outside of that on row number one. Let's go and get excited about this one here. Lights are on and ready to rock and roll. A 12-lap Superbike race underway. Great start, Mitchell Rees. Not the best start from Alistair Hugenbosom, so he's got work to do. There'll be Tony Rees around the outside there and into second place. So Team Rees Honda 1-2. We've got Scott Moyer, who's there with Zach Fuller. They're having a great little tussle as they go into the S's, and in behind them Dave Sharp. So a six-way freight train there, and a great start from Graham the Mud Jarrett. So he is there in seventh with Craig Coolum there in eighth place. So 8 runners out there. But this is going to be good at the front as we've got Mitch Rees. Alistair Hugenbosom not wasting any time, getting back up into second place ahead of Tony Rees, and then Scott Moyer. Can Scott find a little bit of extra pace here in his beloved home track? We've got rookie sensation Zach Fuller in the mix as well with Dave Sharp, who is absolutely coming alive in this championship here. He is still third in there with a 27-point buffer back to Zach in fourth. So can Dave Sharp hang on to 3 NZ? He'll be digging deep for these ones here. We've got a 12-lap race here today. We've got an 8-lapper in the morning and another 14-lap feature race to head off our Superbike campaign. We've had the unassailable lead coming into the weekend, 85 points for Mitch Rees. Locked away the championship with an entire round to spare, but he won't be trying to rest on that as Alistair Hugenbosom goes around the outside and into the lead. So well done, Al Hoogie. This is what we've come to see from Alistair Hugenbosom. What a performance in the second half of this championship. He has really started to line up the scoreboard. So Al Hoogie leads Mitch Rees, then Tony Rees, Scotty Moyer right in behind them. There's 4 of them going for it. And in behind them, Zach Fuller and Dave Sharp. That's your top 6. Look at Craig Coolum's got himself up into 7th place, ahead of Graham the Mud Jarrett. Go the Mud. What a wonderful campaign he's had. He's been every single round and doing a magical job. So give him a full shout out on the Roadkill Racing supported machine. And to the Team Rees umbrella, I can't speak highly enough of the Mud there. He's in an outstanding campaign, even did the Burt Munro Challenge as well. And it's guys like this that make this class tick and make it so special. So let's get back out the front. Alistair Hugenbosom ahead of Mitch Rees. Man, we have been treated to some absolutely brilliant speed and battles from these two as this season unfolds just the way it has begun, really. We had Mitch Rees turn up in round number 1 and dominate there, take the maximum 76 points out of that one there. But ever since then, when we went to round number 2, Alistair Hugenbosom started the fight back there, and it got really exciting down at round number 4, Teretonga Park Raceway, where Al took his first win of the championship. And then we had some absolutely breathtaking battles last weekend at the Motor Fest as well. So this one's going to be no different. We're going to see this one unfold as Mitch Rees not quite close enough to have a look. He's going to have to follow Al in there. We've got Mitch in second place. Tony and Scott, let's get excited about that one there. The podium's going to come alive. And we have not seen Scott Moyer on the podium since Ruapuna, round number 3, where he got a third place in the second race there for the weekend. So it's been a long time between drinks. Scott Moyer would absolutely love to get himself back on that podium, and that Diamond Design Pro Motor Yamaha team, they would be loving that as well. They've had absolutely no luck so far in this campaign, and still got the smiles on the face. So fabulous performance from that team down there. And great to catch up with them this morning here. So they're all smiles and loving this, and can they get the reward they deserve, all the hard work and effort they've put in? Can Scott Moyer get that Pro Moto Diamond Design Yamaha back on the podium, where it's been a little while between round number 2 for points here at Ruapuna, and now this final one. Taupo International Motorsport Park. This is round number 6. It's fabulous to watch. We've got a massive 12-lap Superbike race unfolding here with Alistair Hugenbosom leading Mitch Rees out of turn number 9 and down the short chute on the way to Siberia. Turn 11 here. Beautiful left-hand hairpin. It's actually a fabulous corner to go around. You'll be really, really careful on your exit speed, and then you line up your exits, so you just give it the full beans down this back straight. One of the fastest parts of New Zealand motor racing, the back straight here at Taupo International Motorsport Park. They're going nearly 300 kilometres an hour when they brake hard and go into the flip-flop turns 12, 13 and 14 here. It's still Al, but look at Mitch. He's having a look. He's not quite close enough there, but he's certainly showing Alistair a wheel. As they tick up another lap, there's going to be 9 to go, and that battle for the lead as Mitchell Rees has a little look, not quite close enough, but he is desperately trying to find a way through on his good mate. This has just been something special to watch these two go at it, and now this one unfolding beautifully as well as the battle for third. Those two are not getting away either. We've seen these two streak off with some dominant race wins, but Tony and Scott are not letting that happen this time here, as we see lap times are 1:28.4 from Mitch Rees. That's the fastest of the race, but everyone else still in that top 4 has had a trip into the 1:28, so the pace at the front is on, and they have streaked off into the distance back in 4th place. Zach Fuller, 5th place for Zach Fuller. He's just clocked his fastest lap of the race, so a 1:30 flat for him. And then Dave Sharp on that KMD Racing Team Kawasaki Pirelli machine. That's quality top 6, and if he can carry on chipping away for those top 6 results, you'd be nothing short of brilliant to see. Dave Sharp, can he hang on to that 3 NZ? That'll be what we'd look at for later on in this weekend, as 1 and 2. They are virtually set in stone. Al Singabu's got that 49 points back to Dave, so mathematically still in with a chance for 2 NZ, but if Al can get a points finish ahead of Dave in this one here, he will then be the unassailable 2 NZ for another campaign. So Mitch Rees, Al Singabu, look at Tony Rees now. He is now piling on a bit of pressure. Can the veteran of the class, the legendary Tony Rees, can he get himself into 2nd place for a 1-2 Team Rees? I think he's done it out of turn 14. What a move. So looking at that one there, we've got Al. He is tumbling in this in the rankings now, and he's let Mitch take off in the distance. So hopefully everything okay with Al. He's certainly nowhere near as quick as his previous lap there on that one through. And now Scott Moyer piling on a bit of pressure. So I think there might be a bit of a bike problem there for that Altherm window system Blue Crew Yamaha. He is definitely not right there where he was a couple of laps ago. And this is a absolute bit of drama. So Mitch Rees on the Team Rees Honda. He's streaking away with this one here. He's got his dad right there in 2nd place for a Team Rees Honda 1-2 at the moment. And Scott Moyer looking desperately to try and find a way around Alistair Hugenbosom, who after leading the race for the first couple of laps now is desperately hanging on to the podium fight. So hopefully everything okay with Al Hugi. This is not what we've come to expect from that man there, and hopefully nothing too drastic there. Zach Fuller still there in 5th place with Dave Sharp. Look out for Craig Coolham on the profile medals and Rest to Race Motorcycles machine. That's a quality 7th place. And Go Bud in 8th, Graham Jarrett. And certainly odds-on favourite to win that Superbike B Championship. He's got a decent lead in that one there. As this 6-round series about to come to an end. Mitch Rees, Tony Rees, Team Rees Honda 1-2. This is going to be brilliant to watch. So we had a 1-2 overall last weekend at Hampton Downs. Can they do that here and repeat the dose? Alice Hugenbosom look like he's got that pace sorted out again. So he's now right there in the podium fight. Scott Moyer trying desperately to try and get himself a quality result as Superbike Racing still a massive 7 laps to go. And it's brilliant stuff at the top here. Shout out as well to our Honda Medical Car, the team here this weekend, and brilliant to have our Earthdream CRV on display. We'll have a look at that and the deal at the moment from the Honda store Manawatu. Talk to Mick there. You can get a third and a third and a third finance with no interest and no deposit. You can also get a 2.9% finance rate with no deposit. Drive away now from the Honda store Manawatu. Even if you're not in the Manawatu, free delivery nationwide on a brand new Honda from Mick at the Honda store Manawatu. So check that one out, and fabulous to have it here as our Honda Medical Car for the weekend. Doing some fabulous work out there as we've got 8 strong field of Superbikes with 6.5 laps to go. So we're nearly almost halfway through this. And Mitch Rees, if you count up the race wins, he had 3 at round number 1, 2 at round 2 and round 3. And he had 3 last weekend at the Motorfest. So a massive chunk of wins. This guy has just been absolutely flawless. He had a mechanical issue in round number 3 at Ruapuna. He also got beaten by Al Hugi, but that's the only blemishes on the scorecard to date. It's a massive streak now going back to the North Island stints. Has not lost a race in the North Island in this New Zealand Superbike campaign. So well done to the man out to fly. Mitch Rees on the Team Rees Honda out of turn 14, ticking off another lap. He's got his dad Tony right there in 2nd place. Well done to Tone. Had a handful of trips to the podium last weekend. He also was on the podium 3 consecutive times in round number 1 at Manfield Circuit, Chris Amon. So the legend still got it, Tony. And he's sitting there in 2nd place. Alice Hugenbosom, Scotty Moyer still locked in a amazing battle. Al, after leading the first couple of laps, he's now fighting for dear life. Scott Moyer is piling on the pressure. And will it be a matter of time before the local man on the Promoto Diamond Design Yamaha looks for a way around the Blue Crew L-Therm Window Systems JCA Yamaha. This is going to be all on with a massive 6 laps to go. Look out, we've got Dave Sharp, who's now got up inside of Zach Fuller. So Dave Sharp, he is the one there now in 5th place. Zach Fuller, who had a 1:53.3 that time around, so something definitely not right with Zach Fuller on that last lap around. He on the M1 BMW has now dropped to 6th place ahead of Craig Coolman, Graham Jarrett. So look out for that, as we've got Zach 4th overall in the championship, Dave 3rd overall in the championship. So if they can carry on chipping away at their points, they'll be able to hang on to those positions. But it's Tony Rees, he's the one in 5th in the championship, and if he can carry on with these podium visits, there is a massive chunk of points up for grabs. We've got 3 massive superbike races to look out for this weekend. And this is race number 1. It's Mitch Rees leading Tony Rees. Then go Alistair Hugenbosom and Scott Moyer in 3rd and 4th place. And absolutely brilliant. So let's have a look at some lap times there. A 1:28.4 still your fastest lap from Mitch Rees. He was a 1:28.4 is the fastest lap. A 1:28.7 that last tip around. But 1:28.7 for Tony Rees. That's his fastest. So certainly still got the pace at the front end. Those Team Rees Hondas, they're flying. There's Al still hanging on to that 3rd place. Can Scott find a way? This is going to be intense this next 5 laps as the real battle's unfolding here nicely. Then look at Dave Sharp, who's had a wonderful campaign. Love to see Dave Sharp, but credited with 3NZ. He's got a couple more races. If he can hang on to a couple of top 5 results like he is at the moment, it'll go a long way towards a wonderful KMD Racing 3NZ performance. So look out, that's something we'll talk about all weekend. Zach Fuller on his debut rookie season in this class, running in a quality 6th place. And he's had a couple of fabulous trips to the podium as well, including that wonderful weekend where he had 2 trips to the podium. As this season has been a long one. 6 rounds. It's so good to finally have a 6-round series for the first time in a long time. And this one here, round 6, the crescendo piece of the New Zealand Superbike Championships. The championship's been locked away here with a round to spare for that man on the number 1. This man has had an unbelievable 12 months where he is his road to recovery. And where he was at this time a year ago to where he is now is absolutely testament to the character and the legend that is Mitch Rees. Back-to-back New Zealand Superbike champions. He's on his parade run here. Talking to him this morning, and the championship's locked away. He's happy about that, but he wants to come out here and make a statement. He does not want to show anything else but the breathtaking pace that he's put on so far this summer. And great to have Dad Tony, 2nd of the Team Rees Hondas, and he is in 2nd place at the moment. 3.2 seconds back off the pace, still lapping in those 1:29 low 1:29.1 to go with his 1:29.3 a lap ago. So Tony Rees still chipping away beautifully and consistently. He'll be loving this. And talking to Tone, he's still got the passion and the desire to be at the top end of New Zealand Superbike racing. So that's fabulous. Team Rees 1-2. This will be awesome, celebrating 50 years of Blue Wing Honda in New Zealand. This is a wonderful trip on the cards for them at the moment. And with 3 and a bit laps to go, Scotty Moyer is looking up the inside of Alistair Hugenbosom. I think he may have that done if he's gone a little bit deep into turn 9, and now he's going to try and argue straight back. The 2 Yamaha boys going at it. Down into turn 11, they'll go out of our sight. We'll have a look at who comes out on top. It's been some pressure been put on by Scott Moyer over the last couple of laps. Can Al hang on, or is Scott the new man in podium contention? We are going to find out when they scream down that back straight, as we've got Mitch Rees into the flip-flop, because he's got his good mate, the Roadkill Racing teammate of Graham the Mud Jarrett. He's there to get excited about this Team Rees 1-2, because Tony's got a decent little buffer back to Al, who's hung on to 3rd place. So whoa, we're in for a good couple of laps here. 3 to go, and Mitchell Rees still in those low 1:29s. Fabulous for him. Tony Rees in 2nd place, got that gap down to 2.7, so he was a little bit quicker than Mitch that time round. Maybe that was finding a lap rider in the flip-flop there, but that's 1-2 for Team Rees Honda. There's a massive 4.3 seconds from 2nd to 3rd place. So that, with only 3 laps to go, only a disaster from here should cost Team Rees the 1-2. This will be fabulous scenes on the podium. But the fight we're looking for is the one for the podium. One of these two is going to miss out. Is it going to be Scotty Moyer, or is it going to be Alistair Hugenbosom? It's so good to see Scotty Moyer back fighting for podiums. He's had a really up and down year, a lot of bad luck, and this will feel mighty good to be able to put it all out there on the racetrack, his beloved home track here at the Topol Motorcycle Park And it's just fabulous to watch them sweeping around turn number 8 on the run to turn 9. This is where he had a little look a lap ago. He's not quite close enough, but he is really well set up in the mid corner there. Has a little bit of a moment out of turn number 9. He's bucked out of the seat a little bit. He's lost a little bit of drive on Al, so Al will be able to hang on to that advantage and break into turn 11. But man, we're going to look out for this because we're getting down to the crunch here. Only 2 and a bit laps to go in this massive 12-lap feature Saturday race for New Zealand Superbike Championships. Like we talked about a little bit earlier, the championship may be locked away, but that's not going to stop Mitchell Reeves from putting on another show for us here. What a treat he has been to watch for us race fans. And now, out of turn number 14, chipping away at it nicely. So another lap in the books. 2 to go now for Mitchell Reeves, and he's got Dad in there in second place. The gap out to 3 seconds. And Team Rees Honda 1-2 well on the cards here as we've got less than 2/10 of a second between Al Hoogenboom and Scott Moyer. And Scott just still no way. Al has just got that thing really nice under brakes. He's really, really steady. And it's going to take something special from Scott Moyer. But the experienced man, he's former 2NZ twice in this championship. He'd love to try and get himself on the podium and show the world he is not done for in this championship. So there we go. We've got Scotty. He's sitting in 7th in the championship. So if he can get some points there on the podium, he could certainly pole vault his way right up the leaderboard in the overall standings. They love this Superbike Championship. It's been phenomenal to watch. Some of the best racing we've seen in a long, long time. And it just happens to be an 85-point lead in the championship, but that is not reflected by the racing we've had. It's been nothing short of breathtaking. And just the luck has gone Mitchell Reeves' way at times, and that's where we've got that 85-point blowout. But take nothing away from him because the 12 months this man has had has just been absolutely wonderful to watch the journey. What a place he was in 12 months ago. He was literally just getting home from hospital where he had a multitude of surgeries and a massive road to recovery. And now to see him come out of turn 14, the defending Superbike champion, is absolutely breathtaking. He's got the white flag out, 1 lap to go. Mitch Reeves is doing it in style here. His dad Tony on the Team Rees Honda is a 1-2 at the moment. This is the battle that's going to go on for the next lap here as Scott Moyer pulls up alongside his good mate Al Hoogenboom. The 2 Yamahas will break hard into turn number 1. Al's got that inside line, so he should be able to just hang on to there. Scott Moyer trying everything to try and get involved in this one here. He's got a good drive out of turn 1 and having a look into the S's here. Pulls up alongside, side by side, and Scott Moyer's got the inside. He has to pull out of it as Al just runs it a little bit deep in there, so good defensive riding from Al Hoogie. And can he hang on? This is going to be a nail-biting last lap here. Scotty Moyer stalking him into turn number 5. He's not quite close enough, but he gets a good drive out of there. This is maybe where we're going to see a new move here from Scott Moyer. He's not quite close enough. That L-Firm Window Systems Yamaha of Al Hoogie is just so good under brakes. He can't quite get Scott Moyer close enough to have a good go. This is another part of the track Scotty loves. He loves these sweeping corners. He's going to flick it right. This is where he's strong. A lap ago, he pulls up right in behind, gets good drive out of there, so it's going to be on. There's a big move into the hairpin on the cards. They'll go out of our side, and we're going to have to wait to them going on the back straight. It's going to be a Team Rees 1-2, you'd have to think here for sure. They're only a couple of corners away. That's going to feel mighty good for the team from Whakatane as Mitch Reeves leads Dad Tony into the flip-flop here, but it's the battle for third we're going to keep a close eye on because they are gone. The front 2, it's still Al ahead of Scott, and I think it may stay that way. Scott not quite close enough. It's going to be a big move as Mitchell Reeves takes the checkered flag. Tony's going to come home in second place, and Al Hoogie, who's breaking out into turn 14, he has just about done enough. It's going to be a bit of a drag race here. Scotty's going to pull up alongside, but Al's going to narrowly hang on and just round off that podium there. What a breathtaking fight that was, and well done to Scott Moyer. Unfortunately for him, not a trip to the podium, but that was a much better performance, and he'll be stoked with the pace there. And coming back tomorrow for an 8-lapper and a 14-lap Superbike race. Oh man, can't wait for that one there. Shout out to Dave Sharp, he'll go there for 5th overall in that race there, and certainly going a long way towards locking away 3NZ in this championship. Go Graham Jarrett the Mud here. He finishes in 8th place. Craig Coolham's in 7th, and we'll go to 6th place for M1 BMW and Zach Fuller. So well done to Zach. That's a wrap of our top 8 here at MV Motorcycles leaderboard here. Welcome to all the viewers on Ctas, and thank you so much for joining us. We're going to cross down now to the podium. We've got a Team Rees 1-2 and the L-Firm Window Systems Blue Crew Yamaha of Alice Hoogenboom, who will join them on the podium.
bits, attention bits, 300s, 300s, 300s. 6 lap continuation of your race. You've got 2 minutes, please, ladies and gentlemen. And can you please give your correct group positions?
All right, fabulous stuff down here. We've got our Superbike podium. We'll just let the boys get themselves all tied in. That was a big 12 lapper, some pretty hot and challenging conditions, so we'll let Al get his helmet off there, and then we'll go and catch up with him as it's just unfolding pretty nicely here for Al Hoogie. So with the points finished there, Al, you're going to lock away 2 NZ for the summer. Obviously, you probably wanted 1 better in the overall, but to have the luck you've had and then come out 2 NZ, pretty happy overall?
Yeah, considering, again, banging on about the season we've had, but we've had really good potential all the way through the seasons, just a couple of little silly things. No one's fault, just things that have popped up that we've had to deal with and work around them. So a little bit upset in that race. Again, just another little issue that we need to get over, and then obviously let Mitch, not let them, they fairly got past me. But so we'll put her back in the garage and try and chip away. We know we've got the bike to go and match Tony and Mitch, but we've still got a little bit more work to do. But I really enjoy this track, and I know we've got the bike under us, so we'll be there.
Yeah, so you've got something up your sleeve. You reckon you're gonna bring it to these boys? I'd love to see you take it out on top at the end of the weekend. That'd be good.
Oh, we tend to always win the last race of the Nationals. It's sort of been a wee trend, but I don't want to jinx anything. But I'm feeling really good, and I've got a good team around me, so nothing's ever been a problem. We've always gone out and improved ourselves in the next race. So we'll just, as long as we're still learning, we'll be happy. So.
All right, fantastic, man, and hopefully we'll see you up a few steps. Let's go over to the legend. That is Tony Rees, and Tone, obviously you're proving that's definitely not a young man's game. You're still hanging in there. How's that?
Yeah, it was a little bit of fun for the start there. You know, like I'm a little bit slow onto the back straight actually, a bit of a pussy onto there. Always have been, but I managed to catch them and keep it with Al and Mitch for a little bit there, and then Al had a bit of an issue, and we nearly ran him over. And then I didn't have the pace to run with Mitch, but I kept them close. I kept them in sight.
Yeah, so looking at your fastest lap of the race, you're only a couple of tenths off Mitch and the boys there, so what do you reckon you give it your all tomorrow and see if you can send it with them?
Yeah, I'll try. We're going to try some shock changes. I'm definitely suffering with a lack of grip from about the 5th lap on. Things just sideways everywhere, but I guess Mitch might have been having a bit of that too because he didn't get miles ahead, you know. So, hey, thanks to Honda and everyone for helping us and the team, doing a great job. We're here doing it.
Must be a lot of reward, you know, Team Rees Honda, you got the 1-2 in the Premier Superbike class. I mean, that must be pretty special still.
Oh, fantastic, eh? And I guess we're fortunate to have I consider the best bike out there at the moment. It's nice to have a bike that's as good as this. And I got off after last weekend and I went, you know, that bike is so cool to ride, you know, like if I had to ride the old one, I wouldn't ride. You know, this is fun. Yeah.
All right, brilliant. Well done, Tone, and we'll catch up with you hopefully on the podium over the weekend. Let's go to this man here. He locked away the title last weekend, but you still want to make a statement this weekend. That's pretty good, right where you left off.
Oh, for sure. You know, always want to win. That's what you come here for. But hey, to be fair, just been enjoying the racing, and that's why we come and do it. You know, don't have to turn up this weekend, but I just enjoy riding with Al, and obviously Tony was there, and that one just enjoy that so much. So that's what I want to do.
It's been absolutely breathtaking, some of the battles you and Al have had. Is it as much fun behind the visor as we're having it behind the window?
Oh, for sure, because there's, the bikes are so strong in different areas, so it's cool to sort of seesaw like that, and I guess it must be good to watch as well. So, yeah, the more we can do that, I guess the better for everyone else.
Must be a pretty good feeling as well on a personal note to have Dad Honda 1-2. I mean, all of those things, just, it's a pinch yourself stuff really, isn't it?
Oh, for sure, Old boy's still got it, and he's thereabouts every time, every weekend, and it's good. Towed him around to a good lap time this morning, and he's obviously into it straight away.
All right, fantastic, brilliant stuff. That's our Superbike podium here for race 1 of the weekend. We'll catch them for 2 more tomorrow, and right now we'll go back to our 300 Super Sports here at round 6 of our New Zealand Champs.